Hello folks, Brian Manzella here with the Sheriff. Exciting new training aid that we're going to be selling exclusively on brianmanzella.com in the forum. Invented by a golf professional, longtime teaching professional, lives in Mississippi now. Worked with a lot of good teachers and studied all the great devices and great ideas. And one of the best ideas is if you do the three functions of the club, if you can control the shaft, if you can make an on-plane motion, if you can control the face, if you can make the face make a consistent opening and closing, or not opening and closing, just a consistent motion relative to that plane, that inclined plane, and you can control low point. You want low point to be where that face is going to square up, especially for putting. You're obeying the law. That's why it's called the Sheriff. And there's a couple things about it that make it very unique. One, a lot of devices will give you different angles. This is customizable to the angle. I set it on the exact lie angle of my putter. Usually I have my putter a little bit flatter, but I just wanted you to see a conventional setup here. I like the idea of at first just getting in it and just getting used to what this feels like. Now, I've worked real hard on my putting stroke the last couple of years, and this just feels awesome to me. Feels like what my stroke feels like when I'm making really, really good strokes. You're trying to get as little tension as you can, and then when you're ready to hit a putt, if you got everything lined up, just put the putter in the sweet spot and go through your normal routine and hit a putt. And it's just great that you have a device that you're going to be able to just set up. And listen, putts are missable inside the Sheriff because I can flip it and give you a different low point and control the face incorrectly. But you get a good feel for low point, and you've got this guaranteed angled hinging. You're going to make an awful lot of putts. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of training aids come and go when it comes to putting. This one, if you're trying to make an on-plane stroke with angled hinging, which is something I teach probably to 85% of the people, that the people that maybe just can't make a straight back and straight through stroke. I think most people should putt this way. This device is the best I've ever seen. Now let's show you what happens. After you've made a few putts and made some practice strokes in there, we're going to just take the putter off the device and hit a couple regular putts. Okay, so what I like to do after I've had my little session in the Sheriff, I like to make a couple practice strokes and just feel like, hey, I'm still in it. Boy, the feeling of being just right on plane, perfect angle hinging. Then you go ahead and hit a couple of putts. And my routine, I get behind the putt, I look at it, I feel like this is a right edge or maybe just slightly inside of that. And I like to look at my spot and make a couple practice strokes to get the right amount of toss for my stroke and also the right amount of weight, and then just line the putter up, get my body comfortable, and make the best stroke I made all day right here. I think you'll find with a device like this that there are multiple ways to use it, but just the standard practice of just having that little block in there and having this perfect angled hinging is great. And you can do things like I figured out today, just without the block, getting in and making a couple of practice putting strokes to see how pure your stroke is getting. I'm not getting near hitting either side, and just just the feeling that there's now a device that's going to allow me to practice and let my students learn a perfectly on plane, perfectly angled hinging putting stroke that, like I said, maybe 80% of the people that I'm going to teach, is really the best feeling in the world and something I highly, highly recommend. Knock them in. So I'm here with one of my favorite golfers, Hunter Morgan, Michael Finney's son. Hunter's the lock right here, baby. Well, Hunter has worked a long time on his putting stroke, trying vertical hinging, straight back, straight through, face balance putters. And he had some success with it, but we feel like it's time to take a shot at an on-plane angled hinging stroke. I really, prefer it for most people. And so we got Hunter in here, and you can see what you can do with a student. You can watch him make a stroke You can monitor low point with this vertical line right here. You can see how pure he's going through it and where, where he's got maybe a little twist. He's getting a slight bit of resistance. And I mean, I think his stroke looks really good like this. Go ahead and do it again. And then so when he's hitting the putt, basically what you're telling him is, look, try to just be, just nice and smooth, and just think about when you're hitting this putt, because you're going to be on plane, you're going to have the face taken care of. The best putters really only think about one thing when they're putting: how hard do I hit this putt? Because I've worked on my stroke, and my stroke is fine, and I'm just going to make the, the right weight to get this ball in the hole. Now, go ahead. See, now to me, so he figured out what he did on that putt that he missed. And it's important to know you're not going to get the sheriff and line the thing up and just knock every putt in, because you still have control over low point. And an angled hinging, it's going to be square when the club is vertical. So what Hunter did was, he, because he worked so hard on a flat left wrist for normal shots, he's got his little bent left wrist with putting, and he kind of down arched a little bit, and he pushed it, and he felt that, and then he gets up on the next putt. That's the great thing about the device, is you can feel when you're doing something wrong, because you get a little resistance, and you can see where the ball's going once you know you have the playing board and device and the putter lined up good. You can make another stroke, knock it in. The Sheriff, available only for a while, RyanManzella.com.